JonBenét Patricia Ramsey was born on August 6, 1990. She was known for her bright smile, blonde hair, and energetic personality. On Christmas Day, 1996, she received gifts, visited friends, and played with new toys. That night, the Ramseys returned home around 10 p.m. According to her parents, JonBenét was asleep when they arrived and was carried to bed. That would be the last time she was seen alive. The ransom note. At approximately 5:30 a.m. the next morning, Patsy Ramsey went downstairs. On the back staircase, she discovered something horrifying: a handwritten note, 3 pages long. The note claimed JonBenét had been kidnapped by a foreign faction. It demanded $118,000 in ransom. It warned the family not to contact police and promised dire consequences if instructions were ignored. Despite the warning, Patsy immediately called 911. Her voice on the call was frantic. She said her daughter was gone. Within minutes, Boulder police arrived. At this moment, the case was treated as a kidnapping. But several things about the note were unusual. It was written inside the home, using Patsy's notepad, with a pen from the kitchen. It took time to write, far longer than a typical ransom note. It referenced movie dialogue, and it demanded a very specific amount of money. To many investigators, the note felt staged. A contaminated crime scene police began searching the house. Critical mistakes were made. Friends were invited over for emotional support. They walked through rooms, they cleaned surfaces, they moved objects. The house was never properly sealed as a crime scene. Hours passed, no kidnappers called, no instructions followed. At around 1 p.m., police asked John Ramsey and a friend to search the house again. John went to the basement. There, behind a closed door in a small storage room, he found JonBenét. She was lying on the floor. She was dead. The kidnapping had never happened. The body in the basement. The kidnapping had never happened. The body in the basement, JonBenét's body, told a disturbing story. She was dressed in a white shirt and long underwear. Her wrists were loosely bound with cord. A cord was tightly wrapped around her neck, attached to a broken paintbrush handle, later identified as belonging to Patsy Ramsey. She had been struck on the head with tremendous force. The blow was strong enough to fracture her skull. According to medical examiners, she was alive when strangled. The head injury occurred before the strangulation. Death was not immediate. The official cause of death: asphyxiation due to strangulation, associated with head trauma. This was homicide. No signs of forced entry. As investigators examined the home, another troubling detail emerged. There were no clear signs of forced entry. Doors were locked, windows were intact. A basement window showed signs of disturbance, but cobwebs nearby were unbroken, suggesting no one recently entered through it. So, if enogresan durbril so, endananinsan so. Intruders had done this, how did they get in? And if the crime happened inside the house? Focus turns inward. Attention quickly turned toward the Ramsey family. Their behavior appeared unusual to some investigators. They hired attorneys early. They declined formal police interviews for months. They appeared calm in media interviews, too calm, according to critics. Investigators considered several possibilities. One parent acted alone. Both parents were involved. A tragic accident was covered up, or JonBenét's brother, Burke, was involved accidentally. No theory could be proven, and no charges were filed. The grand jury. In 1998, a grand jury was convened. After months of testimony, the grand jury voted to indict John and Patsy Ramsey on charges related to child abuse, resulting in death and covering up a crime. However, the district attorney refused to sign the indictment. The public was never informed. Until years later, the Ramseys were never formally charged. DNA evidence and changing narratives. Years later, DNA evidence from JonBenét's clothing revealed the presence of unknown male DNA. In 2008, Boulder's district attorney publicly announced that the Ramsey family was cleared. The case shifted toward the intruder theory once again, but critics argued The DNA was small and mixed. It could have come from manufacturing. It did not conclusively identify a killer. Once again, the case stood still. The media storm. The JonBenét Ramsey case became a media phenomenon. Television specials, true crime books, endless debates. Every detail was examined. The ransom note, the pageants, the family dynamics, the police mistakes. Instead of clarity, the case produced confusion. And through it all, one fact remained unchanged. A child had been murdered, and no one had been held accountable. What happened in that house on Christmas night? Was it an intruder who vanished without a trace? A family secret buried under fear? Or a tragic accident turned into something far worse? JonBenét Ramsey was 6 years old. She loved singing, dancing, and playing with toys. She trusted the world around her. That world failed her. And until the truth is fully uncovered, her story remains not just a mystery, but a reminder of how justice can slip away, even in the brightest homes, on the happiest nights. For more unsolved cases like this, subscribe, turn on the bell, and tell us in the comments which theory you find most convincing.